Hello students, yesterday we have discussed about geometrical isomerism in the olefinic compounds, means in alkenes which contains carbon-carbon double bond. We seen that there is restriction in the rotation of the double bond and that's why the groups attached are having fixed position which arises into geometrical isomerism. We've seen three types of compounds. In the type first, both the groups on the first and second carbons are identical. In second type, at least one pair of group on carbon 1 and carbon 2 is identical. We can compare them and therefore we use their cis-trans isomerism. In the type 3 compound, all the four groups on the carbon atoms are different and therefore we cannot compare them. So at such instance, in such type of compounds, when all the groups on olefinic carbons are different, we cannot use cis-trans isomerism. Instead of that, we use EZ nomenclature system. In the EZ nomenclature system, we assign the priority order to the groups. If the similar priority groups are on the same side, then that isomer is assigned Z configuration. And when the similar groups are on the opposite side of the double bond, then it is assigned E configuration, antigen and Zusammen. Zusammen is analogous to cis configuration. Antigen is analogous to trans conformation. Trans configuration. It's not conformation, it's configuration. Now, let us see the geometrical isomerism in oximes. So before that, you must know what are oximes. The oximes have carbon-nitrogen double bond. You can see the structure, general structure here. Such compound is oxime. Here carbon-nitrogen double bond is there and around this double bond, the substituents acquire any fixed position. So because of the lone pair of nitrogen, see here I have shown the lone pair. We should not write the OH in a straight line of nitrogen if we are concerning with stereochemistry. Because of the lone pair on the nitrogen, the OH group, it goes to any particular side. And this side of OH decides the configuration of oxime. These oximes are obtained from aldehydes and ketones. So let's see how they are obtained from aldehyde and ketone in short. We shall see it in the board. This is aldehyde. In aldehyde, the carbonyl carbon contains an alkyl group and one hydrogen. Hydrogen is fixed in aldehydes. If it is aldehyde, then there will be always a hydrogen atom on this carbonyl carbon. In case of ketones, there are two alkyl groups on the carbonyl carbon. These alkyl groups may be same or they may be different. When we react this aldehyde or ketone with hydroxylamine, NH2OH is hydroxylamine. You must remember this name. Many students confuse in ammonium hydroxide and hydroxylamine. NH2OH is hydroxylamine. Ammonium hydroxide is NH4OH. Okay, this is a different. NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, it is different compound. NH2OH is hydroxylamine. Generally, it is available as hydroxylamine hydrochloride. Its hydrochloride salt is available there. So this aldehyde or ketone, it reacts with hydroxylamine. So here, the nitrogen of hydroxylamine, it contains a lone pair of electron. Now see how the reaction takes place. This lone pair, it attacks on the carbonyl carbon. Similar attack takes place in case of this ketone. And then we get the product. What will be the product here? See, this lone pair attacks on this carbonyl carbon. Then what will happen? This bond pair will shift over oxygen. There will be a negative charge which will be fulfilled by one of the hydrogen of this NH2. So we will be getting R C H OH NH OH, such kind of intermediate. One of the hydrogen is transferred to this oxygen. Now in the next step, this hydrogen, I will write it here for convenience. This hydrogen and this OH, they both leaves the molecule in this way. This bond breaks, bond pair shifts over between carbon and nitrogen. This bond breaks up, the electron pair goes on to the oxygen, OH minus and this H plus, they combine to form water. And we get the product. See now, carbon and nitrogen, initially there was a single bond, and now this bond pair has shifted here to form the double bond. And water has left from the molecule. Now see, here I have shown this oxime in this way, but this is not correct. If you are just concerning with the formation of the product, then it's okay, you can write it like this. But when we are concerning with the stereochemistry, when we are concerning with the structure, then we should consider this lone pair of electron on nitrogen. This lone pair is actually present in such a lobe on the nitrogen, which has not taken part in the bond formation. The lone pair is there in this unhybridized, non-bonded orbital. And because of this lone pair, OH does not remain in a straight way. It acquires such position. It is repelled on opposite side of the lone pair. So it may be on the side of this hydrogen, or as we know that aldehyde is a planar molecule, this NH2OH can attack from both the sides of this aldehyde, and so we can have such kind of structure also. The OH may be on either side of this double bond. It may be on the side of hydrogen, it may be opposite to the hydrogen. We can obtain such kind of oxime. Similar mechanism operates in ketone, and we get the product in the similar way. Like this, or like this. OH is now on the side of this alkyl group R dash, or it may be opposite to R dash. So because of this arrangement, geometrical isomerism arises in oximes also. One thing you can say that the oxime obtained from aldehyde is called as aldoxime, and the aldehyde obtained from ketone is known as ketoxime. Aldoxime and ketoxime, two types of oximes are there. So two types of oximes are there. Now let's see how the nomenclature is done in case of oximes. In oximes, we do not use cis-trans nomenclature. We do not use EZ nomenclature. Instead of this, we use syn-anti nomenclature system. So what is syn and what is anti? that we shall see now. Syn isomer is that when the higher priority group on carbon and hydroxyl group on nitrogen are on opposite side, then it will be syn isomer. Syn is similar to that of cis or Z. Anti-isomer is that when higher priority group on the carbon and hydroxyl group on nitrogen are on the same side, then it will be anti-isomer. Now see, in cis or in the Z isomer, we used the word same side, on the same side. Okay, but in syn, we are using the word opposite side. Still it is similar to cis and Z. In case of trans isomer and E isomer, we use the word opposite side, but here in anti-isomer, which is analogous to both of them, we are using the word same side. Okay, how that we shall see on the board. See, you can have the examples here. Acetaldehyde is there. When the OH and methyl are on the same side, then it is syn isomer. When the OH and methyl are on the opposite side, then it is anti-isomer. You can change the definition as per your convenience. You can use, because there are many definitions of syn and anti-isomer, but the basic logic behind it goes to the priority of the groups. We can define syn isomer in case of aldoxymes as when the hydrogen and OH are on the opposite side, then it is syn. Hydrogen and OH are on the opposite side. Hydrogen and OH are on the same side, then it is syn isomer. Here, and when the hydrogen and OH are on the opposite side, then it is anti-isomer. How that we shall see on the board. For both aldoxymes and ketoxymes, we shall discuss the nomenclature. It is more convenient to solve the examples and you can have better understanding from it. So you first read the definition and then solve the examples. So while solving the examples, you will understand the meaning of that definition. See, we have this aldoxyme. Okay, there may be such an arrangement. OH may be on the side of hydrogen, or OH may be on the opposite side of the hydrogen. Now, if we want to use simple definition, simple criteria, then we can say we can take the reference of this hydrogen, because in aldoxymes hydrogen is always present and we can frame the definition accordingly. See here, the isomer having hydrogen and OH on the same side, hydrogen and OH both are on the same side, then it is syn isomer. Then it is syn oxime. SYN, syn. And when the hydrogen and OH are on the opposite side, then it is anti-isomer. We can assign the priority also. See, this carbon contains methyl and hydrogen. So always the hydrogen will have second priority and alkyl group will have first priority. Always. कारण हायड्रोजन पेक्षा कमी ॲटॉमिक नंबर कोणाचा असूच शकत नाही. त्यामुळे जोही अल्किल ग्रुप असेल तो हायर प्रायोरिटीचा असेल. ठीक आहे. तर आपण जी डेफिनेशन बघितली होती आता स्लाइड वरती, when the first priority group and OH on nitrogen are on opposite side, then it is syn isomer. आपण कंपॅरिझन कोणाकोणाची करतोय त्याच्यावरती हे अवलंबून आहे. If we are comparing with hydrogen, then we can say if hydrogen and OH are on the same side, then it is syn. If we compare the priority, then when methyl and OH are on the opposite side, then it is syn. Or you can say when methyl and lone pair are on the same side. When methyl group and lone pair on nitrogen is on the same side, then it is syn isomer. In case of anti-isomer, we can define it as when the hydrogen and OH are on the opposite side. If we are taking the reference of hydrogen, then when hydrogen and OH are on the opposite side, then it is anti-isomer. Or we can assign the priority. Methyl will get first priority, hydrogen will get second priority. We can say when methyl and OH are on the same side, then it is anti-isomer. When methyl group and OH are on the opposite side, on the same side, then it is anti-isomer. Methyl is higher priority group and OH are on the same side, then it is anti. Or we can say that when methyl and lone pair are on the opposite side, then it is anti. You can use any of these definitions depending on your understanding and your approach. So let's have a few examples based on syn anti configuration. I hope you are understanding the logic. See, next example. What will be the configuration of this molecule? This is oxime. Now see here, this is not aldehyde, okay? It is ketoxime. This is not aldoxime, because in aldoxime an hydrogen is always present on this carbon, but on this side there is phenyl, on this side there is methyl. जेव्हा इकडे काहीच लिहिलेलं नाहीये पण असा बॉन्ड दाखवलेला आहे त्यावेळेस इथे मिथिल असतो. दुसरं काही असेल तर ते इथे दाखवलेलं असतं. किंवा जर असं असेल तर CH2CH3 असं त्याचं मिनिंग आपण घ्यायचं असतं. आणि काहीच नसेल then we can say there is hydrogen. ओके. पण तरी आता कॉन्फिगरेशनच्या वेळेस आपल्याला काही ना काही दिलेलंच असतं. ऍटलिस्ट बॉन्ड तरी असतो. सो ऑन दिस साइड वी अज्युम दॅट देयर इज अ मिथिल ग्रुप. नाउ लेट्स assign the configuration. See, this carbon is having phenyl ring on this side and methyl on this side. So which one will get higher priority? Obviously, this phenyl will get higher priority. Methyl will get second priority. अल्डिहाइड मध्ये आपल्याला काही टेन्शन नव्हतं तसं. अल्डिहाइड मध्ये प्रत्येक वेळेस हायड्रोजन असेलच आणि त्याला सेकंड प्रायोरिटीच असेल आणि हायड्रोजन सोबत आपण कम्पेअर करू शकतो त्या केसमध्ये, त्यामुळे प्रायोरिटी देण्याची गरजही नाही. इन केस ऑफ अल्डोक्साइम्स वी नीड नॉट टू असाइन द प्रायोरिटी. वी कॅन directly compare with the hydrogen. When the hydrogen and OH are on the same side, then it will be syn. When hydrogen and OH are on opposite side, then it will be anti. Clear? त्याच्यात आपल्याला प्रायोरिटी द्या आणि मग कम्पेअर करा, ती गरजच नाही अल्डोक्साइम्स मध्ये. पण एक जनरल वे मध्ये प्रायोरिटीचा अप्रोच कसा त्याला लागू पडतो म्हणून त्याकरता आपण तिथे प्रायोरिटी घेतली होती. पण आपण प्रायोरिटी नाही दिली अल्डोक्साइम्स मध्ये तरी सुद्धा चालेल. बट इन केस ऑफ कीटोक्साइम्स वी हॅव टू असाइन द प्रायोरिटी at least to the groups on carbon. Now see, the first priority group and OH are on the same side. First priority group and OH are on the same side, so it is anti configuration. It is anti-oxime. And if they are on the opposite side, then it will be syn-oxime. कारण याच्यामध्ये आपण जर असं म्हटलं की नायट्रोजन वरती पण आपल्याला प्रायोरिटी द्यायचीच आहे, तर इथे लोन पेअरला आपल्याला एक नंबर द्यावा लागेल. Lone pair will get first number and OH will get second number. So first priority groups are on the opposite side, therefore it is anti. पण लोन पेअरचं बरेचदा लक्षात येत नाही आपल्या, त्यामुळे कुठल्याही डेफिनेशन मध्ये लोन पेअर कुठल्या बाजूला आहे असा उल्लेख काही केलेला नाही. कारण ग्रुप आपल्याला दिलेला असतो क्लिअरली की ग्रुप ह्या बाजूला आहे. सो वी अज्युम दॅट लोन पेअर इज ऑन द ऑपोजिट साइड. ओके. सो हियर फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी ग्रुप and OH are on the same side, so it is anti-isomer. One more example we can have. See, this is oxime of formaldehyde. Both are hydrogens. So, can we assign syn anti-configuration? No, we cannot assign syn anti-configuration to such oxime which contains similar groups on this carbon. So, this condition is same to that of the olefins, alkenes. त्याच्यातही आपण पाहिलं होतं की एकाच कार्बन वरती जर दोन सेम ग्रुप असतील त्यावेळेस तिथे आपल्याला जॉमेट्रिकल आयसोमेरिझम दिसत नाही. हे सुद्धा जॉमेट्रिकल आयसोमरच आहे तिथे, त्यामुळे सेम तीच कंडिशन इथे आहे की कार्बन मस्ट कंटेन डिफरंट ग्रुप्स. इफ दे आर सेम देन देर विल नॉट बी एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ जॉमेट्रिकल आयसोमेरिझम. मग आता काय करू आपण, वेगळा एखादा घेऊ. C2H5. So again here this ethyl will get first priority, or this is aldoxime. So we can assign configuration without assigning priority. We can compare that hydrogen and OH are on the same side, so it is syn. hydrogen and OH are on the same side, so this configuration is syn configuration. If they would be on the opposite side, then it would be anti configuration. What about this molecule? Look at it very carefully. See, on this carbon, directly attached atom is carbon. On this side also carbon. When the same atoms are attached, then we compare the next one. So next one is carbon and two hydrogens here, which are not shown, okay, which are not needed to show. But here next atom is carbon, another carbon and one hydrogen. So the higher priority will go to this side. So this side will get first priority, this side will get second priority. Now we can say that the first priority group and OH are on the opposite side, therefore it is syn configuration. It is syn configuration. जर ह्या रिंगवरती हा सबस्टिट्युएंट नसता तर काय झालं असतं, तर त्या केसमध्ये हा सिमेट्रिकच होऊन गेला असता, म्हणजे दोघं साईडला सेम ग्रुप आहेत असं आपल्याला म्हणावं लागलं असतं आणि जॉमेट्रिकल आयसोमेरिझम याच्यात दिसलीच नसती. बट देर इज दिस मिथिल विच इज मेकिंग द डिफरन्स. That's why the configuration is syn configuration. Let's have one more example. We shall write it in the simple way. COOH and OH is here. लोन पेअर दाखवायची गरज नाहीये, पण तरी आपण दाखवतोय कारण OH तिकडे म्हणजे लोन पेअर इकडे आहेच. What will be the configuration of this molecule? So here we will have to assign the priority. See, on this side there is phenyl, on this side there is carboxyl. So which one will get higher priority? Obviously this carboxyl will get higher priority and phenyl ring will get second priority. So how we assign the priority? See, this carboxyl means C double bond O OH. As per our rule, double bond O means 2 times oxygen. Phenyl ring means carbon, again carbon, again carbon. Next ones are also carbons. So directly attached atom here is carbon, here is also carbon in case of phenyl, but here is double bond C, so 2 times carbon, and this next carbon is there. So here we can see that this carbon is having 3 oxygens next to it, and this carbon is having 3 carbons next to it. So carboxyl will get higher priority and phenyl will get lower priority. So first priority group and OH are on the same side, therefore the configuration is syn configuration. It is syn configuration. There is some problem, I think. Yeah. Yes, it has been solved slightly. Yes. I hope you can see now the molecules conveniently. I will go on this side so that you can see the molecule. So next point of our discussion is conformational isomerism. We have discussed in the few lectures ago, we have discussed that the isomers, stereoisomers can be classified as conformational isomers and configurational isomers. We seen the nomenclature system in configurational isomers. Absolute configuration, then we seen the geometrical isomerism. Okay. Now let's see the conformational isomerism. What are conformations? So conformations are different arrangements of atoms or groups that result from free rotation of carbon-carbon single bond. So if there is a single bond, then rotation is very easy and it is possible. You can see in these models also, in these images, ethane molecule or any such molecule has been shown here. The single bond between the carbon atoms, it is rotating, and during this rotation, see in both the structures, in first one we have shown it like Sawhorse projection. Okay, we are looking at the molecule quite sidewise. In second one we are looking at the Newman projection. The carbons are back to back. Okay, and we can observe that as the molecule is being rotated, the bond is being rotated, the groups on front carbon and the back carbon, they are changing their position. At some instances, they are eclipsing with each other. They are overlapping with each other. So such conformation is called as eclipsed conformation. And at some other instance, they are maximum away from each other. We can look at the substituent on front carbon as well as the substituent on the backside carbon. So So they are maximum away in that arrangement, and that arrangement, that conformation is called as staggered conformation. So eclipsed and staggered, these are two types of conformations. If there is change in the substituents, then there may arise some other types of conformations. The main types are eclipsed and staggered. ठीक आहे, हे दोन टाईप महत्वाचे आहेत, मुख्य आहेत, इक्लिप्स्ड आणि स्टॅगर्ड. पण आता इक्लिप्स मध्ये समजा पहिल्या कार्बनवरती कुठले ग्रुप आहेत, मागच्या कार्बनवरती कुठले ग्रुप आहेत, मग त्यात सारखे सारखे ग्रुप इक्लिप्स होत आहेत का, किंवा वेगवेगळे ग्रुप्स इक्लिप्स होत आहेत का, बल्की ग्रुप होत आहेत की एक बल्की एक स्मॉल किंवा दोघही स्मॉल असं इक्लिप्स होत आहे का, यानुसार आपण त्या इक्लिप्सला किंवा त्या स्टॅगर्डला सुद्धा, स्टॅगर्ड मध्ये जरी मॅक्सिमम अवे असले तरी बल्की जर असतील ते ग्रुप तर ते काही ना काही इंटरॅक्शन दाखवतील. ठीक आहे, तर मग बल्की ग्रुप सुद्धा अजून मॅक्सिमम अवे होऊ शकतात किंवा थोडेसे जवळ राहू शकतात स्टॅगर्ड कॉन्फॉर्मेशन मध्ये सुद्धा. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दॅट पोझिशन ऑफ द ग्रुप्स वी कॅन फर्दर give the names to those conformations. So this conformational isomerism we shall discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.